3 points. This was difficult last year. We obviously got beaten. I think there was something about today that was slightly different. Maybe the team's matured a little bit. But also there was a goal of the season competition in the first half.
Look, like when you got players who can produce that bit of quality, it makes a difference, and that was the difference today. Producing moments of brilliance like that. But yeah, I think we knew what to expect. We've played them enough times now to know that we have to compete when we play against them. They will make it. Like Kensington do, and a few other teams in this league. They're not going to come and try and out-football us. They know that it will be no detriment to them. So how they can make it a leveler is just obviously tackles, and especially away from home where it seems to be like they're allowed to do a bit more than if we were the home team. So they know that. So then they're going to start the game on that and sort of. So that sort of ratio. So we knew that. So I made sure the players were well aware of that. And then we started to put a bit more pressure on them, and that's where obviously the free kick came from. So the boys are, they're happy. Obviously the way the game ended, in terms of obviously us managing the game, we can do much better, of course. But it's a tricky place to come. They win a lot of their games here. We'll take points against the teams higher up. Because I think again, with a lot of teams you play, you can get into a sort of false sense of position where you think, oh, they're bottom of the league, so we can come in and just turn up, but you won't, especially against these sort of teams. So they're better than what their league position shows, and so we had to be ready. And when you play a big game like Shepherd's Bush, it's easy to have the whole sort of after the mayor show sort of performance. But they came there with a fixed mind, and like I said, we're just trying to chalk these games off really one by one. So it sort of like demoralises the teams below us, and we can still climb the table and as we are, and eventually win the league.
Brilliant. Before we turn to Briggs' 2 goals, Sully's goal really came out of almost nowhere. 25 yards strike, top corner.
Yeah.
That must be incredibly satisfying to see him impose himself on games.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for those who've been watching Sully since the start of the season, his striking technique has got much better. Usually, they would normally be daisy cutters, but yeah, exactly. But he's cutting in now and he's striking, and that that's credit to him. He's working on his game and he's just getting better game by game, because obviously he's well ahead of schedule, I'll be honest with you, because we didn't think he would have been ready this season. We thought maybe he could make a few cameos and then be ready for the following season. But he believed in himself, and he said, look, put me in, I'll produce the goods. And that's what sometimes you've got to do. You've got to have faith in these young players, coach them, give them the tools, and they will get better and show what they can do. So it's a great strike, and I think he hit the bar even a few weeks ago. So it's been coming, and he's just going to get better and better.
Brilliant. Okay. Set piece, we've done this before, but you had a bit of a twist to it today, because you bounced the ball off the wall with your right foot, and then the ball went very high. I don't know whether anybody actually filmed the arc of the ball, but it was very, very high. It dropped out of the sky, and then you hit it with your left foot volley. Was that all planned?
Yeah, I thought I would twitch up a little bit. The wall was very big. The ornament was like 6 foot plus, so I tried to get over as much as I could. Just hit him on the side of the head, and the way the ball was dropped, literally, I didn't have to move, so just kind of watched it all the way. And
it's a beautiful finish. I mean, everyone was talking about Sully's goal as being, I've told Sully this, but everyone was talking about Sully's goal as being goal of the season for about 5 minutes.
I told him after I scored, I said,
it's great technique, and listen, we're talking about technique of the highest order. We're talking about players who play probably at the top end of the game. A lot of them can't do that. So, we're lucky to have some of Briggs' ability to be doing that, and to produce it as well on your weaker foot. It's a real talent. So it's going to be hard to beat in terms of goal of the season, but we'll go on again next week.
Cheers for running to us rather than the camera.
That's right.
Sully.
I don't like pictures of that, didn't
Although you did go to the camera for the second one.
So he was right there.
Okay, so second half, I mean, they got a goal from deflection, they got a goal from set piece. We got the goal. When MK came on, I mean, I assume let's talk about their goals, but I assume that's what you mean by game management there.
Yeah,
set
of course,
pieces
of course.
and things like that.
The first part of the second half was okay. I'd say, we were seeing it out. Then maybe we can look at maybe we disrupted with a few more subs, and maybe it took them a while to get into the game, and that allowed them to sort of go at us. But yeah, I think when it's a game is like that and it becomes a basketball game, I don't think it suits us. I feel we've got our better ball players in terms of like Jamal and Briggsy and that. We have to kind of use them and then trust them. We've got a pattern of play. We try and play sort of every week, as opposed to sort of going long and winning flick-ons and stuff. I don't think that's not our team makeup, and we don't enjoy playing like that either. Don't get me wrong, you have to mix it up every now and then, but we need to be a bit more sort of braver at times, in terms of playing and drawing them out and just creating a different sort of angle and getting the players like MK and Sully. These are ball players. They want the ball at their feet. They want the balls relatively where they can do their stuff. So when MK came on, again, he was an outlet, fresh legs. Lewis as well, just to make the pitch a bit more wider and go at them, because we felt the weakness was in their wide areas. So again, 10 men is another game changer, because I told them at half time they're not going to stop with their tackles. They're going to keep going, expecting the ref to be lenient, and eventually he took too many and he got a red card. So after that, that's when we should have said, kick the ball, move it, and then eventually we'll score a few more goals. So something to work on, but as I said, tricky place to come, 3 points, we'll take it before kick-off, and we'll go again next week.
Okay, so I mean, you talked about MK coming on, Lewis, but MK really did carry the ball down the right-hand side of the third goal, and not the first time that he'd done that either. It was a great outlet in terms of running with the ball, checks inside, gets brought down, useful ability.
Yeah. Yes, when they got 10 players, they opened the pitch up more, so when you got players like Lewis and MK, it's so much easier for us midfielders. Just literally put it in the space, let them run out of
I think it was your ball that.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I'll take
Oh,
the
yeah.
assist.
I can tell by the way you were saying that.
Players like that, it's so easy to play with. Just give them the ball, tire legs of the defenders, just keep getting at him. It was going to come. He was going to score himself, which we mostly beforehand. But yeah, it's happy he got the pen.
Okay, on to next week.
Yeah, so again, credit to the fans again, coming out a long way. I know some are doing the double header, bless them, in terms of going eastboard. So we always appreciate you coming down and just helping us getting across the line. And we just hope we can make you proud.
Brilliant.